The Syndicate is a rogue nation trained to do what we do. The road to Mission Impossible Fallout continues with my review of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I'm a huge fan of this film. This is my second favorite Mission Impossible film. It's up there with the first one for me. Of course, you have Tom Cruise return as Ethan Hunt. We also have Simon Pegg return as Benji. Ving Rhames is finally back as Luther Stickle. Jeremy Renner as Brandt. And then we have Alec Baldwin as Chief Director Hunley and Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa Faust. She is basically the best Bond girl that's never been in a Bond film. I love her character. Ethan Hunt has met his equal with Ilsa Faust. And we have Christopher McQuarrie direct this film. He does a wonderful job directing this. It's no wonder that he became the first director to direct another installment with Fallout. And I can't wait to see what he does with that. But Rogue Nation set the tables for Fallout, and I love it. He finally goes after this organization called the Syndicate. It continues from the cliffhanger on Ghost Protocol. And Ethan Hunt, for a number of years, has been trying to track down this organization called the Syndicate. Of course, that organization was featured in the television show, and Ethan Hunt comes close, but he ends up getting captured by this man named Solomon Lane. He's kind of a quiet villain, but I think he's a stronger villain than Hendrix in Ghost Protocol. And that's where he meets Ilsa Faust, and she's pretty much an ex-British operative undercover in the Syndicate. In the US, we have the CIA question the motives of the IMF, and they start bringing other elements from other films into this, such as Langley and the Kremlin. And previously they mentioned Langley in MI3, but this is the first one to really start kind of connecting all the movies. It feels cohesive. It's an actual continuation. Not truly a direct sequel, but they're definitely starting to borrow elements and make it a shared franchise now. Alec Baldwin, of course, plays a CIA director. He's a serious role. He's kind of clueless, and of course, Ethan goes rogue. Nobody believes him. That's like the worst agency. No wonder Henry Cavill said that in the trailer. How much can a man take before enough is enough, you know? I love this. It definitely has like a Die Another Day vibe with Ethan Hunt growing a beard. He's on his own trying to prove that the Syndicate exists. And that's pretty much the crux of this movie. Simon Pegg's Benji gets involved, Luther Stickle, Brandt, and eventually Ilsa Faust within the Syndicate, helping Ethan Hunt take them down. And they're after this list, which is pretty much like everything that funds their budgets, such as funds as a secret ops. So we get to learn the origins of the Syndicate. How was this anti-IMF created, and who was behind everything? So we get to learn that in the film. Again, Tom Cruise does his own stunts. There's that brilliant opening on the plane where it's just like, Benji, open the door! I love that. That was all in one take, all for real. I wish we got to see it go up more, or at least one continuous take. That would have been kind of cool. They definitely make Brandt a minor character in this, and I kind of like that. I didn't like Jeremy Renner or the character of Brandt, really, in the last one, so I'm kind of glad they toned it down. I'm so happy Luther's back. And Simon Pegg, yeah, for starting out being at a desk job in MI3, he sure has had a prominent and really great role in the Mission Impossible franchise. I love his character in this. I love the chemistry between Ilsa Faust and Ethan Hunt. And there's certain threatening scenes as well. I love that water scene where he has to hold his breath underwater. Such a great scene while Benji has to break the codes. We have that motorcycle chase that rivals and maybe in some ways is better shot than the one in MI2. I have to say, there's nothing cooler than seeing Ethan Hunt ride a motorcycle. And again, there's twists and turns. There's disguises. Everything you love in a Mission Impossible film. But this feels more grounded. There's a little bit less humor. It's definitely like the darker Mission Impossibles. So I say if you like the first film, there's a lot of like stylistic choices such as the intro and stuff that feel like the TV show and original film. But if you like the third film, you'll definitely like this. It's definitely one of the darker Mission Impossibles, but again, Ghost Protocol started getting the formula right, and this continues what Ghost Protocol and MI3 started. And I think they found how to make Mission Impossible work as an entertaining spy film. It definitely has all the right amount of action, thrills, and story with it. And I gotta commend Tom Cruise for his stunts. It's kind of great seeing this villain of the Syndicate on this level. We really haven't had a threat on this level. But again, it's kind of tiresome seeing Ethan Hunt regarded as a rogue agent. I mean, how many times have they called him rogue and he has to be on the run? I know, but this time they're actually after a rogue nation. I love the use of the vinyl IMF message like the early episodes of the TV show. That third act, they have to do some reshoots, and it made it more intense with Benji captured. There's an emotional investment to these characters, and there are stakes. And I love it because this is a villain that doesn't really match Ethan Hunt physically, but rather mentally. He outsmarts him. It's like a cat and mouse game the whole movie. And Ethan Hunt does not like losing. So he has to figure out another way how to beat Solomon Lane at his own game. And that's a very different side of Ethan Hunt compared to other films. We really haven't seen that Ethan Hunt, that tactical Ethan Hunt, since the first film. But I love that box too. That was a nod to the TV show. There's so many nods. That part in Casablanca, I love with the car chase. Everything for real. The realism of this, even though there are some moments of CGI, the realism helps ground it and make it really big. I mean, damn, I wish James Bond was this good. Mission Impossible keeps getting better and better, and Rogue Nation is one of my personal favorites. It's such an amazing, amazing film, and I can't wait to see how it springboards onto Mission Impossible Fallout. If it's going to be like Skyfall and Spectre, I don't know. But it's no wonder that Christopher McQuarrie came back to direct another installment. I love all the characters here. It's a blast from beginning to end. And if you have never seen this film, definitely do yourself a favor and check it out before Fallout arrives. Check out the other Mission Impossible films. But if you have seen Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, let me know your thoughts over the film. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 and an A+. It is a well-done film. Not only as a Mission Impossible film, but as an action film in general. I really love this. It does have kind of an odd ending though, but I love that with Brandt and Hundley, where he's just like, I can neither confirm or deny anything without the Secretary's approval. I just love that. The Bone Doctor's gonna have to break it out of me. You have the Bone Doctor, you have these henchmen that are with Solomon Lane that kind of give it that spy vibe like you see in James Bond. And again, I love seeing Ilsa Faust. Rebecca Ferguson is a breakout star in this. She was on The White Queen, but it's great seeing her as a strong female character that's pretty much like a female Ethan Hunt. I'm calling it. Make an Ilsa Faust spinoff. I want to see that. That'll be great. And then you have that Vienna Opera House scene, just different locations that make a Mission Impossible film a Mission Impossible film, and I love it. Can't wait to see Mission Impossible Fallout. So those are my retrospectives of Mission Impossible. Feel free to let me know what you think of the film again. What are some of your favorite moments in Rogue Nation? Seriously, let me know. And yeah, it's great. I cannot wait for Fallout. So follow me on the Stardust app at Fred Film Fanatic. Like, comment, subscribe. Here are some other missions you can choose to accept, and yeah, tune in for my next video in which I'm going to be going over Mission Impossible Fallout.